You are about to watch the MoonDog 38732 show.
It's your boy MoonDog38732 from the MoonDog38732 show. If it's your first time watching the show, check this out. I am just going to tell you some stories of how I grew up, how these stories influenced me, the people that's in these stories, how they influenced me, situations that influenced me, and things like that. Now, with that being said, watch, like, subscribe, comment, share the MoonDog 38732 show. Please, pretty please with sugar on top. I ain't too proud to be. Now, with that being said, if you like what I'm doing, I really appreciate it. I don't mind having constructive criticism. If you don't like what I'm doing, man, keep it moving. So with that being said, here we go. This is the second season. Didn't never think I'd make it past the first season. First season probably had like 15 episodes, 2 specials, something like that. This season right here, I have no idea how I want to do it. I'm freestyling, but I do have a bunch of topics. So here we go. This topic, this show is going to be called Bully Be Gone, right? If you watched the first season, you know, hey man, that wasn't my thing, right? I'm a people person. I get along with people, even though I may not do the right thing, supposedly the right thing. But here we go. So my dad, we would go over his house. My brother and I, my older brother and I, we would go over his house and stuff like that. Spend the weekend, spend the weekend and chill out. So he would take us to the park, which is like walking distance from his house. Now, and we would go out there and hang out, right? With his friends and things like that, his friends and their families. But this right here was like back in the day where you can go to the park and use those, they had like small grills in the park. They would actually use those grills to like barbecue on. I don't know if they do that now, but you can barbecue on. So we out there playing stuff. So his friends, like the people who was around, they were like doctors and lawyers and people like so-called upper echelon, so to speak, based on their jobs, right? So we would hang out with these people and enjoy ourselves and see how the other side lives before we got shipped back to reality. You know what I'm saying? I always viewed my dad's house like Camelot. You know what I'm saying? And my situation, it was let's just say it wasn't like Camelot, right? So we out there chilling and stuff, and we with the kids, the upper echelon kids, and we just out there chilling, man. So we vibing and out there playing. We out there playing like little baseball with the big old bat, the plastic yellow bat, like Bam Bam from from the Flintstones. We got one. We just out there playing, just bam, bam, bam. So everybody cool. So we've done this. We did this like a couple of times, right? So I start considering his friend kids know my friends, which they end up being my classmates. I went to Bell, the Bulldogs, right? They went to Cypress Park and stuff like that. So so I never really saw them outside of going to my dad's house and going to the park. But we was cool, right? So as life goes on, so I make it to the 7th grade, right? So okay, one of my dad's friends, kids in the same class as me. We chill, we cool as a fan, right? So we, you know what I'm saying? Semester goes on, right? We cool, we in class tripping, and you know what I'm doing. I'm a class clown, but at the same time, I did my work. I always thought that if you was a class clown, you did your work in class while you was tripping. But if you didn't do your work, you were just a clown, right? So one day it was a new cat came to school, transferred from somewhere else, right? Tall cat, he probably one of the tallest kids I seen. We was 7th grade. I'm like, this cat right here can't be no 7th grader, right? So so the dude, he's surveying the folks, right? So he was like, let's just say he didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that, right? So he just started looking at the people like the so-called fat cats who had money, who had the nice clothes on and stuff. So he started shaking my partner down, like taking his lunch money and stuff, right? So I'm like, after the first time, I'm like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? That ain't cool, man. My homeboy, giving him the money and stuff. I'm like, man, what part of the game is this, man? We don't do that. We don't do that where I'm from. And plus my homeboy was bigger than me. So I'm like, hey man, we don't do that where I'm from. I'm thinking to myself, so bam, time after time after time. So I'm like, hey man, I'm thinking to myself, look here. Now I may not have stuck up for a lot of people in the past, but I said this time, I'm finna stick up for my homeboy, my friend, my dad friend, because you know, my dad would want me to stick up for his partner's kids, right? Even though he didn't stick up for himself. So I tell the dude, I say, hey man, you can't be taking my friend money and stuff like that, man. Dude gotta eat, man. So the dude asked me what I'm gonna do. I'm like, what you gonna do? We in class. I'm like, what you gonna do? So he stood up, I stood up. I'm looking at him, dead in his chest. I'm looking at him, dead in his chest. He way taller than me. He said, what you gonna do? I said, man, do something, right? But in my mind, before I got up, I'm looking like, my homeboy gonna help me. It gonna be 2 against 1. We gonna bum rush this joker because he out of town. What are you gonna do? He ain't got no friends to help him out. So my homeboy gonna help me out, right? So as I get up, looking them chest, out with his chest. So dude pushed me, right? So I swing on him, bow. Hit him in the chest. I mean, dude way taller than me, right? I look back at my homeboy. I knew he was finna help. I look back, and as soon as I turn back around, man, dude hit me dead in the forehead, right? I had a bump on my forehead, too, before he hit me. He was like a pimple, right? So he hit me, man, and he bust that junk. I'm like, oh, man. And everybody like, ooh. I'm looking at my homeboy like, so this what we doing now? You gonna let me get the brakes beat off me, helping you out? So I'm up in there swinging for my life, man. Dude just, wow, he just welding on me, man. I'm looking like, I'm up there taking them jumps to the head, man. I'm trying my best. I'm swinging every. You know how like Martin was looking versus Hitman Heinz in that episode. I ain't getting knotted up like that, but his technique, that's the technique I was using, right? Because I wasn't really thinking. Because I was kind of pissed that my homeboy wasn't here. Because I was about to start fighting this dude and whoop my homeboy and go ahead and steal on him too, right? So. Man, I was like, I got the brakes beat off me, man. I was 7 got the brakes beat off me. And then the tripped out part about it, like my homeboy didn't help. So you know what I did? Man, I started fooling with that joker, man. I ain't speak to him no more. I ain't look at him no more, man. When we got back out to class, I did that whooping, man, the next day. I ain't say nothing to him. Matter of fact, I ain't speak to that cat for years, man. Because I still remember that whooping that I got sticking up for you. It's supposed to be 2 against 1, right? But this is what happened. Me and the guy that I got to fighting with, me and him became friends. Me and him became close. He respected the fact that I stood up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was one of those 2000 situations. So me and him became cool. So like I was saying, he didn't really have a lot of money, but I had video game systems. So what did he end up doing? He ended up finding games for my video game system. So I was like, hey, my mama, I need some money. She's like, what? My partner over here, he's selling video games. And you know what I'm saying? And she's like, where you getting it from? Like, I don't know. Is that important? You know what I'm saying? Is that important to know where he's getting it from? She was like, yeah, he could be stealing. I'm like, to myself, that's really not important, is it? You know what I'm saying? I really want these games. So me and the dude became close, man. He's come up my house, man, eat, and we would actually end up playing the games that he had. So he ended up moving back, man. I haven't seen that cat, man, for more than 20 years, man. But that's what happened. I stood up for somebody because he was being bullied. And I know what it's like to be bullied. I was like bullied when I was in like BL, but you know, I fall back after a while. I got tired of all that crap. So man, that bully stuff, man, I wasn't going for it. Even though now after me and the dude became close, man, I understood his situation. I understood why he was doing what he was doing. Was it right? Nah. But did he do it? Yeah. But I became aware of a lot of things just by sitting down, talking to that dude, man, and seeing what the business was. So, hey, man, with that being said, holla at y'all next time.
Thank you for watching the MoonDog38732. 7, 3, 2, so.